Good morning everyone, this is class 12th, subject chemistry, chapter number 11, alcohols, phenols and ethers, lecture number 4. In this lecture, I will be discussing reactions involving cleavage of oxygen-hydrogen bond in alcohols and reactions involving cleavage of carbon-oxygen bond in alcohols. After that, reactions of phenols, and in reactions of phenols, electrophilic aromatic substitution reaction will be discussed. At the end, I will discuss homework solution of lecture number 3. In the previous lecture, we were discussing reactions involving cleavage of oxygen-hydrogen bond in alcohols. Now, next reaction is esterification reaction. Alcohols and phenols react with carboxylic acid, acid chlorides and acid anhydrides to form esters. And the general formula for ester is R C double bond O R dash. So this is the formula for ester. Now first reaction is reaction of alcohol with carboxylic acid in presence of acidic medium results in the formation of ester. So here the reaction between acid and alcohol molecules takes place, and from here loss of water molecule takes place and results in the formation of ester. So first reaction is, this is carboxylic acid, reaction of carboxylic acid with alcohol results in the formation of ester. So from here water molecule will be lost and here ester is formed. Now this reaction is reversible. Therefore, water is removed as soon as it is formed. Next is reaction of alcohol with acid anhydrides. This is the formula for acid anhydrides. Now again, reaction of alcohol with acid anhydride results in the formation of ester and acid, carboxylic acid. So this bond will break from here and one will be converted to ester and this will convert it to acid. So reaction of alcohol with acid anhydrides result in the formation of ester and carboxylic acid. Now third is reaction of alcohol with acid chlorides. This is the general formula for acid chlorides. Now reaction of alcohol with acid chlorides in presence of pyridine results in the formation of ester and HCl. And this reaction is carried out in presence of pyridine, which is acting as a base. Now the role of this pyridine is to neutralize the HCl which is formed in this reaction. So here three reactions are given. Reaction of alcohol with acid results in the formation of ester. Reaction of alcohol with acid anhydrides result in the formation of ester and carboxylic acid. And the third is reaction of alcohol with acid chlorides in presence of pyridine results in the formation of ester. So here one example is written. Ethanol when react with ethanoic acid in presence of acidic medium. So here ester is formed and this water molecule is lost. Now here one important reaction is given, that is introduction of acetyl group, that is CH3CO in alcohol or phenols is known as acetylation reaction. So here salicylic acid is given and the IUPAC nomenclature is 2-hydroxybenzoic acid and the common name is salicylic acid. So when salicylic acid reacts with acetic anhydride in presence of acidic medium, so here the bond between oxygen hydrogen is broken and this hydrogen is replaced by COCH3 group, that is acetyl group, and this reaction is known as acetylation and this compound is acetyl salicylic acid or aspirin. So here the introduction of acetyl group takes place at this position, and here reaction of salicylic acid with acetic anhydride in presence of acidic medium, the bond between oxygen hydrogen is broken and this hydrogen is replaced by CH3CO group, and this is acetyl salicylic acid, or this is also known as aspirin. So this is the preparation of aspirin, and this is known as acetylation. Next reaction is reaction of phenol with benzoyl chloride. So the general formula for acid chloride is RCOCl, and for benzoyl chloride the R is replaced by C6H5. So this is benzoyl chloride. When benzoyl chloride reacts with phenol, so again this oxygen hydrogen bond is broken, and in presence of aqueous KOH, the COC6H5 is placed at benzene ring, and here again ester is formed, that is RCOOR, that is phenyl benzoate. Now reaction of phenol with benzoyl chloride in aqueous NaOH, this is known as benzoylation reaction. So these are the reactions involving cleavage of oxygen hydrogen bond in alcohols and phenols. Now next is reactions involving cleavage of carbon oxygen bond in alcohols. First is reaction with hydrogen halides. So here is the reaction of alcohol with HX results in the formation of alkyl halide, that is RX plus H2O. So here one example is written: ethanol on reaction with HCl gives ethyl chloride plus water. This reaction you did in the preparation of alkyl halide in chapter number 10. So now it is the reaction of alcohol, and in chapter number 10 it was the reaction for the preparation of alkyl halide. Now reaction with hydrogen halides, in this the difference in reactivity of three classes of alcohols, that is primary, secondary, tertiary, with HCl distinguishes them from one another. So by this reaction we can distinguish between primary, secondary and tertiary alcohol, and for that one name is given, that is Lucas test. Lucas test is used for the distinguish between primary, secondary and tertiary alcohol, and the Lucas reagent is concentrated HCl and anhydrous zinc chloride, that is ZnCl2. So how we will distinguish between primary, secondary and tertiary by Lucas test? Let us understand this. So here is the reaction of tertiary alcohol with HCl at room temperature. This OH will be converted to Cl, and this reaction is very fast, that is tertiary alcohol will give fastest reaction with HCl, that is at room temperature this OH will be converted to Cl. Whereas in case of secondary alcohol, along with HCl anhydrous zinc chloride is needed, and only then this OH will be converted to chloride. In case of primary, with concentrated HCl anhydrous zinc chloride and with heat, this OH will be converted to Cl. Now in primary, secondary and tertiary alcohol, the OH group is replaced by Cl. Now how we will distinguish between these three alcohols? In case of tertiary alcohols, when we add HCl to tertiary alcohols, cloudiness appears immediately, or you can see some turbidity in the solution immediately. Whereas in case of secondary alcohols, cloudiness appears in about 5 minutes. So when you add HCl and anhydrous zinc chloride to secondary alcohols, so it will take time for the solution to become turbid, or you can say that the cloudiness will appear in about 5 to 6 minutes. Then you can say that it is secondary alcohol. And in case of primary alcohol, cloudiness does not appear at room temperature, that is it will not give the reaction with concentrated HCl and zinc chloride at room temperature. So for that you have to heat the solution. So this is how you can distinguish between primary, secondary and tertiary alcohol by Lucas test. Lucas reagent is concentrated HCl and anhydrous zinc chloride. In case of tertiary alcohols, cloudiness appears immediately, on the addition of HCl to tertiary alcohol at room temperature. In case of secondary alcohol, cloudiness appears in about 5 minutes, and in case of primary alcohols, cloudiness does not appear at room temperature. Next reaction is reaction with phosphorus trihalides. So reaction of alcohol with phosphorus trihalides, that is with tribromide. Here again alkyl halide is formed, that is with phosphorus tribromide. Here alkyl bromide is formed and phosphorus acid is also formed. Next reaction is dehydration reaction. Alcohols undergo dehydration, that is removal of molecule of water, to form alkene on treating with protic acid. So here the reaction is written: reaction of alcohol in presence of protic acid, by heating this will be converted to alkene. And the example of protic acids are concentrated H2SO4 or concentrated H3PO4. So in presence of concentrated H2SO4 or concentrated H3PO4, reaction of alcohol by heating, so dehydration reaction will take place and this alcohol will convert to alkene. Now here is the mechanism of this reaction, that is dehydration of alcohol to alkene. So step number 1 is formation of protonated alcohol. In presence of protic acid, the first step is the lone pair which is present on oxygen in alcohol, they will attack on this H positive, and here protonated alcohol is formed. Step number 2 is formation of carbocation. Now it is the slowest step and hence the rate determining step of the reaction. So in second step, carbocation formation takes place. The bond between carbon and oxygen is broken and it converts to carbocation. In step number 3, formation of ethene by elimination of a proton takes place. So from here this carbon hydrogen bond is broken and the bond pair electron of carbon hydrogen is shifted between this carbon carbon, and from here this H positive is lost and we are left with alkene. So in dehydration of alcohol to alkenes there are 3 steps. First step is formation of protonated alcohol. Step number 2 is formation of carbocation, and step number 3 is formation of ethene by elimination of a proton. Step number 2, that is formation of carbocation, is the slowest step and hence rate determining step of the reaction. And to derive the equilibrium to the right, ethene is removed as it is formed. So these are the 3 steps in the formation of alkene from alcohol by dehydration reaction. So that mechanism was with the primary alcohol. In case of secondary alcohol, again in presence of 85% of H3PO4 at 440 Kelvin, this will be converted to alkene. And this is the reaction with tertiary alcohol. So here again alkene is formed. And the relative ease of dehydration of alcohol follows the order. Tertiary will give fastest reaction, then secondary, and the primary alcohols are least. So this is all about dehydration reaction. Now next is oxidation reaction. Oxidation of alcohols involves the formation of carbon-oxygen double bond with the cleavage of an oxygen-hydrogen and a carbon-hydrogen bonds. So in case of oxidation reaction, carbon-oxygen double bond is formed by the cleavage of one carbon-hydrogen and one oxygen-hydrogen bond. Such a cleavage and formation of a bond occur in oxidation reactions. These are known as dehydrogenation reaction. Depending upon the oxidizing agent, alcohol will be converted to aldehyde and aldehyde will be further oxidized to carboxylic acid. So depending upon the oxidizing agent, reactions will take place. So here reaction first reaction is with primary alcohol. RCH2OH is primary alcohol. Primary alcohol on oxidation will give aldehyde, that is RCHO. And if we further oxidize this aldehyde in presence of oxidizing agent, this aldehyde will convert it to carboxylic acid. So first oxidizing agent is some strong oxidizing agents like KMnO4 in acidic or alkaline medium, K2Cr2O7 in acidic medium, that is also known as acidified potassium dichromate, and this is known as acidified potassium permanganate. These two are very strong oxidizing agent and they will convert alcohol to carboxylic acid. So here one example is written. Ethanol in presence of K2Cr2O7 acidic medium, this ethanol will be converted to ethanoic acid. So these two are very strong oxidizing agent. They will oxidize primary alcohol to carboxylic acid. But suppose if we want to oxidize the alcohol to only aldehyde, then in that case we have to use mild oxidizing agent. So CrO3 in anhydrous medium or PCC, that is pyridinium chlorochromate, these two reagents, they will convert alcohol to aldehyde. So here alcohol is written RCH2OH. In presence of CrO3, this alcohol will be converted to aldehyde. Similar reaction with pyridinium chlorochromate, it also convert alcohol to aldehyde. So if we want to convert alcohol to carboxylic acid directly, then in that case we have to use strong oxidizing agent like K2Cr2O7 in presence of acidic medium or KMnO4. But if we want to convert alcohol to aldehyde, that is if we want to stop the reaction up to aldehyde, then in that case we have to use mild oxidizing agent, and here chromium anhydride or PCC, these two reagents, they convert alcohol to aldehyde. Here one more example is written. This is the reaction. Now in presence of PCC, this CH2OH converts to CHO. So this is all about the oxidation of primary alcohol. Now secondary alcohols are oxidized to ketones by chromic anhydride. So here is the reaction. Oxidation of secondary alcohol gives ketone, that is the CHOH will be converted to C double bond O. This is the formula, general formula for ketone. So here secondary alcohols are oxidized to ketones. So if we want to convert secondary alcohol to ketone, then in that case we have to use oxidizing agent. But if we want to convert ketone to alcohol, that is ketone to secondary alcohol, then in that case we have to use reducing agent. Tertiary alcohols are resistant to oxidation, but in acidic solution, that is K2Cr2O7 in presence of acidic medium, yield mixture of ketone and acids containing lesser number of carbon atom. So here one example is given. This is tertiary alcohol. So in presence of H+, first of all it will form alkene, and after that oxidation of this takes place and it converts to ketone, and this CH2 will be converted to acid. So this is the reaction of tertiary alcohol. Now next is action of heated copper. Primary alcohol on treatment with copper at 573 Kelvin. This will convert to aldehyde, that is RCHO. In case of secondary alcohol, treatment of secondary alcohol with copper at 573 Kelvin leads to the formation of ketone. And reaction of tertiary alcohol with copper at 573 Kelvin results in the formation of alkene. So these are the reactions of primary, secondary and tertiary alcohol with copper at 573 Kelvin. Now next is reactions of phenols, and first is electrophilic aromatic substitution reaction. Electrophilic aromatic substitution, this reaction you have also studied in class 11th, that benzenes are electron rich and therefore they can attack on electrophile an electrophilic substitution reaction takes place on benzene ring. Now here one OH group is attached on benzene ring. Now how the electrophilic aromatic substitution reaction takes place in phenols? As there are two lone pair of oxygen present on oxygen, and these lone pairs are involved in the conjugation with this benzene ring. Because of this conjugation, electron density on benzene ring increases, and therefore this OH group activate benzene ring towards electrophilic substitution reaction, and this will substitute the incoming electrophile at ortho and para position. So from here you can say that in phenol OH group is present at benzene ring, and this OH group activates the benzene ring towards electrophilic substitution reaction because the lone pair of electrons are involved in the conjugation with benzene ring, and therefore this OH group activates benzene ring towards electrophilic aromatic substitution reaction, and this OH group will direct the electrophile at ortho and para position. These two positions are ortho, these two are meta, and this is para position. So here first reaction is given, nitration. When phenol is treated with dilute HNO3, so here in this case the electrophile is NO2 positive. So this OH, it will substitute NO2 group at ortho and para position. So these two products are formed when phenol is treated with dilute HNO3. Now these ortho and para isomers can be separated by steam distillation. That is, ortho nitrophenol is steam volatile, whereas para nitrophenol is less volatile. And the reason behind this is, in case of ortho nitrophenol, intramolecular hydrogen bonding is present, whereas in case of para nitrophenol, intermolecular hydrogen bonding is present. Intramolecular hydrogen bonding is within a molecule. So here the hydrogen bond is formed between this oxygen and this hydrogen, and this is within a molecule, so this bonding is intramolecular hydrogen bonding. In case of intermolecular hydrogen bonding, and intermolecular hydrogen bonding is when the hydrogen bond is formed between two different molecules. The molecules may be of same type or different type. Now in this case these two molecules are of same type, but the hydrogen bond is formed between two different molecules. So here intermolecular hydrogen bonding is present in para nitrophenol, and in case of ortho nitrophenol, intramolecular hydrogen bonding is present. Now intermolecular hydrogen bonding is strong as compared to intramolecular hydrogen bonding, and that is the reason ortho nitrophenol is steam volatile, because this bonding is weak, whereas para nitrophenol is less volatile due to strong intermolecular hydrogen bonding present in para nitrophenol. Second is when phenol is treated with concentrated HNO3. So in that case all the ortho and para positions are occupied by NO2 group, and here 2,4,6 trinitrophenol is formed, which is also known as picric acid. So if you want to convert phenol to 2,4,6 trinitrophenol, in that case you will add concentrated HNO3 to phenol. Phenol will convert it to 2,4,6 trinitrophenol. But if you want to convert phenol to 2-nitrophenol or 4-nitrophenol, so in that case phenol is treated with dilute HNO3, and the treatment of phenol with dilute HNO3 leads to the formation of 2-nitrophenol or 4-nitrophenol. So this is the first reaction of electrophilic aromatic substitution. There are some other reactions we will discuss in our next lecture. So some other reactions are given, we will discuss in next lecture. Now after doing this, you can solve NCERT exercise question number 13, 16, 19, 20, 21. These questions are the homework for today's lecture. Now I will be discussing the homework solution of lecture number 3. Question number 4 is explain why propanol has higher boiling point than that of hydrocarbon butane. And the reason is, in propanol, strong intermolecular hydrogen bonding is present. And this is the reason that propanol has higher boiling point than that of hydrocarbon, that is butane. Now next question is question number 5. Alcohols are comparatively more soluble in water than hydrocarbons of comparable molecular masses. Explain this effect. Solubility of alcohols in water is due to their ability to form hydrogen bond with water molecules, which is not possible with hydrocarbons. And this is the reason alcohols are comparatively more soluble in water. Question number 8 is, while separating a mixture of ortho and para-nitrophenol by steam distillation, name the isomer which will be steam volatile. Give reason. So here for the answer of this question, the ortho isomer is steam volatile due to presence of intramolecular hydrogen bonding in orthonitrophenol. So orthonitrophenol is steam volatile and the reason is due to presence of intramolecular hydrogen bonding. Question number 14 is, give two reactions that shows acidic nature of phenol. Compare the acidity of phenol with that of ethanol. So for the acidic nature of phenol, you can write the reaction with metal and with aqueous NaOH. So reaction of phenol with sodium metal. Here phenoxide ion is formed and hydrogen gas is released. Also treatment of phenol with aqueous NaOH, again it leads to the formation of phenoxide ion and water. So these two reactions shows the acidic nature of phenol. If we compare the acidity of phenol with that of ethanol, then in that case the phenoxide ion is more stable due to resonance as compared to alkoxide ion. And this is the reason phenols are more acidic than ethanol. That is, after the release of this proton, in case of phenol, phenoxide ion is formed. In case of alcohol, alkoxide ion is formed. Now, this phenoxide ion is more stable as compared to alkoxide ion because this negative charge on phenoxide ion is stabilized by resonance. And this is the reason phenols are more acidic than that of ethanol. Question number 15 is, explain why orthonitrophenol is more acidic than orthomethoxyphenol. So here are the structures of orthonitrophenol and orthomethoxyphenol. NO2 group is electron withdrawing group, whereas OCH3 group is the electron releasing group because of presence of lone pair of electron on oxygen. Now electron withdrawing group increases the acidic strength, whereas electron releasing group decreases the acidic strength. NO2 is the electron withdrawing group and it is placed at ortho position. Therefore, it enhances the acidic strength, whereas in case of OCH3, that is orthomethoxyphenol, this OCH3 group is electron releasing group and therefore it will decrease the polarity of this OH bond by giving electron density, and therefore acidic strength of orthomethoxyphenol is less than that of orthonitrophenol. Question number 22 is, give reason for the higher boiling point of ethanol in comparison to methoxymethane. And the high boiling point of ethanol is mainly due to the presence of intermolecular hydrogen bonding in ethanol, which is lacking in ether, that is in methoxymethane. Next question is question number 23. Give IUPAC names. So here first is ROR, ether is given. So here the small group is taken with oxygen and this will become ethoxy. Now we start numbering from this carbon atom 1, 2, 3. At second position ethoxy group is present, so the name is 2-ethoxypropane. Second is CH3O, CH2, CH2Cl. So now again this CH3 group is taken with oxygen and this will form methoxy. So we start numbering from this carbon 1, 2. At 2 position we have 1 chlorine. So the name is 2-chloro-1-methoxy-ethane. So here is the third structure. Benzene ring is there and NO2 group OCH3 is attached with benzene ring. So the name is 4-nitroanisole. This is known as anisole, and at 4th position nitro group is there, so the name is 4-nitroanisole. Fourth is CH3, CH2, CH2O, CH3. Now again this small group is taken with oxygen and the name is 1-methoxypropane. Fifth part is here 2 methyl group and 1 ethoxy group is attached with a 6-membered ring. So we will follow Lewis-Locant rule and we will start numbering from this carbon atom. So it is 1, 2, 3 and 4. The name is 4-ethoxy-1,1-dimethyl-cyclohexane. And the 6th part is benzene ring is attached with OCH2CH3. So the name is ethoxybenzene. So this is all about homework solution of lecture number 3. Please like and subscribe this channel.